Hey guys, I'm finally getting back to you with part 2 of my Keystone Turbo kit video. And it's been, sorry it took so long, it's been a long journey. I learned a lot. It was fun, it was challenging, to say the least, challenging. Bottom line is, I could not get this kit to do what I wanted it to do. If you remember my first video, I put this turbo on and I said that within 30 minutes I had engine knock and whatnot. Well, I ended up overhauling the whole thing. I found a busted piston skirt and some other stuff, but then with a fresh engine, I broke the tractor in on the dyno, and then we did some dyno pulls. And I could not get this thing to run on pump gas like I was told it would do. Actually, I couldn't get this thing to run on anything less than 100 no lead, but it ran the best on 114 octane race fuel. Well, if you know anything about Farmalls in the first place, they weren't real good on gas, so then to throw 114 octane in it costs you about 11 bucks a gallon around here. And you can burn through that in no time, so that for me is not an option. For the tractor puller or something great, but not for me. So, my first time plowing with this after the dyno, and of course I was using 114 octane gas, 4 rounds in I blew the head gasket out. Well, I was talking with the guys at Keystone and they're like, oh, you know, you're doing something wrong. Of course, you know, what's your boost? He goes, how much boost you running? I was like, how the hell should I know? You sold me the kit. Well, you gotta do this and this and this. So I did. I bought this boost gauge. Well, it turns out when they sent me the kit, it had 25 pounds of boost. That's off the charts. I mean, a stock motor with 25 pounds of boost, it don't work. No wonder the head gasket blew. It had tons of power for like 3.5 rounds of plowing. So we turned the boost way down. There's a lever back here. You'd lengthen it by screwing it out. We turned it out 4 turns. We got it down to 10 pounds of boost. And at 10 pounds of boost, when I started plowing, I had the stock air cleaner and such. I couldn't get it to run right. It just wasn't getting enough air. It was flooding out. And then it was actually sucking the oil out of the breather and into the carburetor a little bit. So I went with this K&N thing and I saw that. But I still couldn't run, even at 10 pounds of boost, I still could not run pump gas. I got by with 100 no lead then, and I got that from an airport here close by, which is about 6 bucks a gallon, which still wasn't feasible for me because I was always told, oh, you know, you can run this on 87 octane, got them all over the country, here, all over the world, blah, blah, blah. Well, it wasn't working for me, and I knew the motor was good. So, now just recently, forgive me, I'm going to back up a little bit. No wonder it ate the motor up in the first 30 minutes when I first put it on. Good grief, at 25 pounds of boost. I don't know, it just pissed me off. A couple years later now, I'm learning all this stuff as I go, and some of the stuff has really ticked me off. Their customer service was really poor in my book. But the first turbo, it didn't last very long. And of course, it was something that I did, according to them. But about 3 weeks later, I finally got a turbo out of them. Put this one back on. And yeah, it ran a lot better. But I couldn't get below 100 no lead. It made good power. You know, I settled in right at 85 to 90 horsepower on 100 no lead. And it ran good. But I wanted to get to pump gas, because you just, it's a pain in the ass hunting around looking for getting that gas all the time. And I was told it could run pump gas, and it didn't. But now, just today, I turned it down to 5 pounds of boost only. And I put it on the dyno. I got pump gas in it. And it was pinging like a bastard as soon as I started really loading her up. And I'm really, really disappointed in that aspect of this. You know, according to them guys over there, this is the answer. You could part the Red Sea with this bitch, you know, but not for me. It ain't working for me. Now, because of my first video, I've gotten a lot of phone calls from all over the country. Some kits that are having the same problems I have. Others that are working great. But I say, do you guys plow with them? Well, no, we cut ditches or this or that. But you know what? If it's working good, that's great, because it's a cool kit. You know, if you're going to drive around the parade and, hey, look at me, I listen to this, whistle, I'm cool. It works good for that, but it ain't working for me. It's just, I just think, you know, this tractor was so reliable. We've owned this thing for years. I mean, in the winter time, this thing, you could just give it a little bump and the thing would start. You know, me and my brother used to park it up on blocks, because back in the 80s, we didn't have enough batteries to go around the tractor, so we could roll it off a block, just get it to pump, and the thing would start. In the winter time, it starts terrible. It starts horrible. And then you gotta let it warm up a long time, because this turbo needs oil. And if you look at this little dinkin' line here, I don't think it's getting enough oil when it's cold. So when it's cold, if you live in a cold climate, let the thing warm up for at least 10 to 15 minutes before doing anything. But I'm gonna take it off. I'm taking my kit off. I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy with the way the tractor is now. It takes an obscene amount of gas. And I should have known better, you know, with more power, you need more gas, you need more air. You know, according to them guys, right in the ad. Right in the ad, right here. 25% better fuel economy. Bull. No modifications to your engine. Well, if you're going to run anywhere from 90 to 125 horsepower, I guarantee you ain't going to do it with a stock motor. You're going to have to on-rig your head. You're going to have to run race fuel. You know, it might work for tractor pullers, but not for the Joe Blow guy like me that we just play. You know? So yeah, I had all kinds of trouble. And it was never, ever, ever the kit's fault. Anytime I called over there, it was my cam is off, or it's piston this, or timing that, or water pump, or holy balls. I mean, there was every excuse in the book. But it just don't work. It does not work for me on this tractor. And now he settled in on, when I overhauled this kit, I just went to the Sturdivant store. The block was there, the head was there, and I said, yeah, order me a overhaul kit, pistons, rings, sleeves, the whole show. Well, it came with step-up pistons. It's got little step-ups on the pistons. And then the guys at Keystone were like, oh man, you should have got flat tops. Nowhere in the instructions does it say that you gotta have flat top pistons. It says no modifications to stock motor. Anyway, yeah, I don't know what to tell you guys. I know they're out there. I've seen them. And the guys are loving them, but My opinion, absolutely positively do not run this kit. You get yourself a pyrometer. You gotta know what your turbo temp is. Have to. Why these don't come in the kit, I don't know. They should. Boost gauge. There's a port right back here. 1/4 inch pipe, plug right in there, hook up your boost. If you don't know what your boost is, holy balls, you're screwed. It ate my motor up in outside a half hour. 25 pounds of boost. From the kit came to me, I put it on, 25 pounds. That ain't gonna work. So I'm gonna change it back. I'm taking it all off. It's been frustrating, but yet it's been fun. I learned a lot. I danced around for 2 years before I bought this kit, but I'm gonna knock her in the head. I'm just not happy with it. I want the reliability back. It was pretty cool. I mean, it was all right. We had it at the local tractor show, and I took my dyno with. It's back there. I took that with, and we had her eased in, and I had good gas in. We were doing 85, 90 horsepower, and the farmers were like, "Woo! I had one of them that didn't have that kind of horsepower." So they were pretty happy, pretty amazed. Whenever I started it up and started dynoing, they had a lot of fun. And then they started bringing their tractors, and we were dynoing their tractors. We had a lot of fun. But I am trying to think. It's been a long time. I can't remember 2 years back everything I've done. I can't hardly remember what I did yesterday. Yeah, another thing too, if you want to run this kit, run a good oil. If your tractor's broke in, I highly recommend going to a full synthetic oil, or something like Schaefer's or Amsoil or Royal Purple. Them turbos, they're spinning fast. You need good oil. Just don't run any oil. And it's kind of funny, I changed this over to synthetic oil. I gained 4 horsepower just by changing oil. And that's dyno proven. I did it myself. I wouldn't have believed it if I didn't do it myself. But had a lot of fun. I can't think of anything else. I was gonna pull it for you, but the damn thing was pinging up a storm, and I wasn't gonna show you guys that. It's kind of a disappointment, really, but anyway, my number is on the comments below. You can feel free to call me. I've had a lot of calls. Like I said, I talked to a lot of people where the kit's awesome. They're going to put on another one. I've talked to people where they were so frustrated they were taking it off too. So I made this I made this video for information for you guys or gals, contemplating buying it, just throwing it on, run forever and part the Red Sea. No, that ain't gonna how it works. At least it didn't for me, that's for sure. So I'm gonna make another video. I've got a 67 Camaro. I put fuel injection on it. A Phytech fuel injection on a 383 motor. I was going to make a video on that if you guys are into that kind of stuff. But like I said, I'm kind of disappointed. Well, you guys have a good harvest. Hope you guys stay safe out there. And if you got any comments or whatever, you can sure call me, text me, put them below. Can't think of anything else. Thanks, guys.